All right, guys, we're back again with another Men Against Nonsense. Again, this is a movement, it is not entertainment. I want to talk to you guys about a serious subject. It's winter time, and we need to think about this as Men Against Nonsense, right? Some people think it's on the fringe end, and I've seen articles about this coming out lately. So I'm gonna make this video anyway. Um, but you should be prepared for winter, right? For winter, you should be prepared for winter. You should be able to protect, defend, keep your family warm for winter. And if it's just you, you should be able to do this for yourself. So we're gonna get into this video, and I'm gonna jump in and say certain things that I think you guys should think about as winter progresses. We're only at the beginning of winter time, by the way, so we got a lot of work to do, fellas, for our families.
And it's the struggle to keep warm that's become deadly. State leaders have reported more than 30 people have died in the U.S. during the winter storm this weekend. Naomi Ruckham is checking in on the impact this brutal weather.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is out of WUSA 9. Not sure what local station that is, but WUSA 9 is the station that this is coming out of.
Weather is having across the country.
Christmas in Buffalo, a ghost town. Frigid temperatures and fierce winds have trapped people in their homes and cars.
Now, one, if you live in a place that's known for snow like this, like you see this level of snow, you know, you have to start preparing and fall, right? Getting your salt, making sure that your shovels are in good condition, you know, getting your car serviced, new tires. Like, these things aren't difficult. But you have to budget for these things. Don't spend your excess money on entertainment, parties, alcohol, and other things. But actually prepare for winter so you can ride the winter out. This should be a no-brainer, but some people don't do it. They don't change their tires before winter or check them, right? They don't change their battery that they've had for years. You know, they don't get the oil service before the winter comes in, right? They don't put some food supplies away in case they get snowed in, right? People are famous for waiting till the last minute to get milk, eggs, and bread, right? Instead of putting a couple of bags of flour back in case of a winter storm, some yeast, some powdered milk, things like that, to prepare for winter, especially if you have a family. No nonsense policy. When I say that, I mean that. No nonsense policy. Some beans, some rice, some water. Because if you get snowed in like this and power goes out and you're stuck, how do you feed your family? Do you want to look at your family and say, I'm sorry, I failed to prepare because I went to the football games all season and spent money on football games and beer instead of putting supplies back for you guys? That's nonsense.
Under 6-foot snow drifts. New York's governor deployed 400 members of the National Guard, calling it a storm for the ages.
We are in a war, and this will go down in history as the most devastating storm in Buffalo's long storied history.
Governor Hochul says nearly every fire truck in the city was stranded at one point. Emergency services paralyzed from reaching the hardest hit areas.
We've had police vehicles in the city, fire trucks, literally stuck in snow, ambulances stuck.
30 miles outside Buffalo, up to 200 people spent Christmas Eve stranded at this Denny's.
There were families sleeping on
Again, just think about this. You know, it's wintertime. You should be prudent to check the weather before you go out and where you're going, what you're going to do. You know, I'm not perfect at it. Again, I'm not belittling anyone who has experienced trouble during this recent winter storm, but you just have to be mindful in the winter or even in the rainy season, right? Depending on where you live at, right? Wherever you are in the world, Specifically, I'm here in the United States, but where you are, you need to know, like, hey, okay, it's wintertime. Let me make sure I'm checking the weather every day. I mean, 200 years ago, they did not have the luxury of meteorologists bringing you weather reports every day, giving you a heads up. A heads up. It's no way these people should have been stuck in a Denny's. They knew the storm was coming. They should have been home, preparing to hunker down and for the snow to melt and subside, or plow trucks moving through the city and moving the majority of the snow out of the way so that people can get back on the roads and do their daily business. I mean, men, we have to be wiser than that, okay? Even if our children and our wives are not being responsible to the level that we may want them to be, we still have to do the work. We must do the work. We must lead the charge. Okay, I don't subscribe to the idea of toxic masculinity. We have to be men. We have to be manly men, masculine, and lead the family. If your family is not being responsible, then you lead the way and show them how to be responsible. Prepare for winter. Prepare for the rainy season. Prepare for tornado season. Prepare for hurricane season. Any season. You should be preparing depending on where you live. Okay? And I think this is one thing that a lot of men, unless you're in what's considered the prepper community, don't really think about it. Everyone should be some kind of prepper to some extent for emergencies. Emergencies do happen. They happen all the time. At bare minimum, you should have a little bit of food put away, some flashlights, some candles, some toilet paper, right? Something, baby wipes, something. Let me let them finish.
Tables, sleeping on, 3 dining chairs, heads down on the table.
Scott Guzelik and John Thornton were there for nearly 48 hours, uncomfortable but well fed.
Yesterday, they served 400 meals by themselves.
It's a storm so massive and dangerous, about 60% of Americans have felt its fury, suffering temperatures far below normal. South Dakota deployed the National Guard to assist Native American tribes cut off by massive snowfalls. Texas went into deep freeze. This car wash now a curtain of icicles. Migrants along the southern border tried to escape the cold, welcoming the holiday in candlelight. Even Miami saw some flurries.
Oh, baby, it is snowing in Miami.
NASCAR driver Brad Perez posted this Christmas miracle for Dolphins fans. The nation's busiest airport.
So anyway, let's keep this short. Guys, prepare for winter. Do have some emergency supplies. It is a wise thing to have emergency supplies. Emergencies happen, okay? And it is nonsense not to be prepared when you know things are coming. I believe there's a Bible verse that says a wise man sees trouble coming and hides himself, right? So, I mean, just take that in principle. A winter storm is coming. Get your supplies, and don't wait till the meteorologists tell you. Start getting some supplies in fall, right? I mean, even nature shows us. I mean, you harvest your fields in the fall to ride out the winter. It's like this. It just all makes perfect sense, and yet some of us get caught in these dangerous situations because we fail to prepare like men used to in the ancient world. We got to get back to some of those old ways, okay? I'm not anti-technology and all, but we got to get back to the old ways because people are dying because we've lost our understanding of survival and how we even got here. The old ways obviously had to work because we wouldn't be here if the human race died off. Just think about it. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, subscribe, share, press the like button. Support links are in the description below. I'll catch you guys on the next one.